Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Erica Bell. I share organizing tips, travel tips, general life stuff. So I made a video about 5 things you should stop packing. You guys really liked it. So this is kind of the second part to that. But don't worry if you haven't seen it. It's not like an episode of your favorite show. It's basically, this is just 5 more things that you should stop packing. But do check out the first video if you haven't already seen it. So let's get started. 5 things you should stop packing. The first one, bulky blankets or pillows. So this could be for little kids. You know, sometimes they have to have their pillow or they have to have that special blanket. If possible, maybe see if they can do without, but I get it. You know, and I say it's for kids, but it's funny because even as we get older, I feel like we're more persnickety, a little bit more particular about how we sleep. So maybe this is not related to kids, it's just related to you. So try not to bring those bulky pillows, those bulky blankets. If you absolutely have to, if you're like, listen, Erica, I cannot sleep without this, my kids can't sleep without their blanket, pillow, whatever, then I would suggest using something like this, like a space bag. So this is one of the smaller ones. If y'all haven't seen these before, they make them giant too. So they're good for storing things like at your house, but they're also great for traveling. As you can see in this little demonstration, you put it in, you zip it up, you kind of suck the air out, and then you roll it. So you would actually put this in the bag and it would save you some space just by compressing it. So if you absolutely have to pack it, use one of these. I'll link these. I'm obsessed with them. They're so great. All right. The second thing is illegal things. This is just CBD, chill out. But, you know, you may, wherever you live, marijuana may be legal. Maybe you have your, medicinal marijuana card, anything like that. But each state has their own rules and regulations, as well as each country. So especially if you're traveling overseas, you've got to check the regulations for flying, and then whatever country you're going to, or whatever countries you're going to be visiting, it's all going to be different. So drugs are one thing, firearms of course, and then certain types of foods. I remember we were traveling back from Fiji back into the States, and I was like, oh, I have this banana, I didn't eat it, let me just bring it with, and it was a total fail. As you can see in this picture, I just got busted. I had to throw it away. I know better, but I was tired, whatever. So just check those kinds of guidelines. Obviously foods and stuff like that, if you're traveling within the US, is probably not going to matter as much, but you'll see when you're traveling, even certain types of plants you can't bring back. So that's another thing. So anything kind of illegal or risky like that, just check the regulations so that you're just safe, you don't get in any trouble, and then so that you don't get anything confiscated, right? All right, the next thing is bulky gadgets, too many gadgets, not even bulky, doesn't really matter what size, but too many gadgets. I think we are so plugged in and we have so many things and it's great, but really when we're traveling, we want to try to minimize those things. So if you absolutely don't have to have your laptop, leave that behind. If you absolutely don't have to have your iPad, leave that behind. Or same with a bulky speaker. I love Bluetooth speakers, but something like this, heavy, not good to bring. So try to minimize it as much as you can. Maybe you only bring your iPad, because then that serves as a way to, look online, listen to music, read books, whatever, can kind of, do the purpose of your laptop if you're in a pinch. So again, it just takes up, all these things take up a lot of space and they're heavy. And that also leads me into the next one, which also takes up a lot of space and is heavy: books. Okay, listen, I love a good book. I am old school. I want to read an actual book, pages. I love it. But again, it's not practical when you're traveling because they're so dang heavy. So I would suggest, downloading like an ebook app and using that to read. And then, you know, on the other hand too, like I know we all have, like, not we all, but a lot of us like to have guidebooks. You know, me personally, I fold the pages down, I highlight things, I put Post-it notes, you know, all sorts of things when I'm traveling, especially like overseas, on a big trip. So maybe you bring one of these, but don't bring more than one. You know, that it gets really bulky. If you're traveling with someone, you could ask them, hey, you know, I'm gonna bring such and such book, maybe you bring the other one, or maybe you bring something that's a little bit different, so that you guys aren't just packing the same things and just wasting a lot of space and carrying heavy stuff, right? So again, can you maybe just use one thing to like put your books on, and it's for your books, it's your gadgets, it's kind of all in one, right? All right, and the final thing, you guys know I love to pack my snacks, saves money, it's just so easy, then you have it with you, always have something you like, especially if you have kids, y'all know you gotta keep the snacks coming, right? But I would suggest not packing a lot of snacks, okay? It's bulky, it's not practical, you know, you're packing something like this and the bag could pop. It just, again, it takes up a lot of space. Some of these take up a lot of space. So if you are gonna pack snacks, just be really intentional about it. If you're on a road trip, maybe it's a little bit easier because you could maybe pack a cooler and stuff like that. But if you're, you know, traveling on a boat, in a plane, you know, you have to be really intentional about what you pack and about what you carry on. So it takes up a lot of space. Just try to keep it to a minimum. And, you know, you don't have to, sometimes I get in my head that like, I'm going to a third world country and I'm probably not, right? So I have in my head that like, I have to like bring all these things, like all this food, because I don't know, like it's not gonna be available if I go to Canada. Like it's available, you don't need it all. And part of that is like the fun, right? So you're going to a new place, try their food, all that, you know, so just don't bring a lot of that. And that's it. What else did I forget? What are other things that absolutely do not pack? Let me know. Make sure you watch the other video with 5 more things to not pack. And tell me, what else? What other kind of travel videos do you guys like to watch? Tell me, I'd love to help make one for you and just be a resource. So if you haven't already, please think of subscribing, and I will talk to y'all soon.